I was talking to one of your colleagues and analysts in the think tank community who was saying to me, don't just assume who the front runner is now will be the front runner and will be the candidate. I mean, as much as it looks most likely that it will be Trump and Biden, he says both the incumbent and Trump have huge risks facing them from a range of areas.
Look, Ron DeSantis is the name we talk about most frequently on the Republican side, is edging ever closer to announcing. He was in Iowa this last weekend in the United States. Donald Trump cancelled a number of his appearances in Iowa at the very last moment. People inside the Republican Party, as we've talked about so many times, Kieran, would love if someone other than Donald Trump was their nominee, because general election polling in the main tends to suggest that if we see a rerun of a Biden-Trump contest, too much of middle America says we're not doing that again and would prefer an 80-plus-year-old Joe Biden to be president. And on the Democratic side, of course, I think the single biggest issue is probably Biden's health and issues about is he up for a second term. That question just, I think, as someone who even likes Joe Biden can't help but have that question. You've got to have that question. I think it'd be politically irresponsible not for Democrats not to entertain a question of a what if. And so I agree with you, Kieran. I think there are easy to see scenarios on both sides where, despite huge poll leads, where are we, May of 23, we're a good 7-8 months before the first primaries and caucuses are held. That's a long time in politics, of course.
Yeah, it's an eternity, isn't it? Simon, great to get your insights as always.